Hey, how is everyone? It is Tuesday, about 3:30. I'm starting about 29 minutes late. Hey, Pickstar. Hey, Big Kahuna. How you doing? Um, do you know what? It has been a very busy day, and at the moment, I'm scheduled. I had a call at 2 p.m. Got another one at 5:30 p.m. Got a call with someone on Wednesday, which is tomorrow actually. Forgot about that one. That's tomorrow. Another one on Friday. And then another one next Monday. So that's 5 new calls. These are all new clients, basically. Um, and I'm working on a project today as well. Well, a new website that we started yesterday and I'm progressing today. When you have client meetings and phone calls, it really can interrupt your flow. So I had set out that today I wanted to get 4 things done. I've only got 1.5. I have even no 2 actually. I've got 2 done out of the 4 I wanted to get done. The trouble is though, a new client call. I spend a bit of time chatting to them. Hey Mia, how you doing? It kind of eats into your capacity and your time. And I don't know about you, but do you ever find that issue? Do you ever find, hey Pavel, do you ever find that when you're trying to get into the flow of working on a web design or a project, and then you know you've got client phone calls? Now, when you have a potential client, some of these phone calls I've said, right, here's when I can talk, here's when I can talk. And there's every chance they might find someone else and go elsewhere. That's life, okay? But I do try and be quite honest with them with my capacity and when I can chat with them. New clients are always good, but when you're in the flow of working on something, seriously, right, it breaks your flow. So I'm here going, we're going to apply this solution and this solution to a project. I've got to test something out. And now my flow is gone. So after today's live chat, I'll have a 20-minute slot to then do some other work before I got another live call. Well, a phone consultation call, 1-hour consultation call, which takes me up to 6:30. It starts to eat into your time. Hey, Emmanuel. Right, I wanted to share with you all, and if you have seen the Web Squadron Facebook. Oh, by the way, I'm okay, Pickstar. If you've seen the Facebook Web Squadron group, you'll notice that I said I was going to tell you all about something that happened yesterday. Don't forget to hit like. How many of you remember the video I did about 3 or 4 weeks ago? I think about 3 weeks ago, which was about AIPRM. So you got ChatGPT. There is a Chrome extension called AIPRM, which adds extra stuff onto your ChatGPT when you're using it in Chrome. How many of you remember that video? Do you remember that video? In fact, I might see if I can show it to you what the tool is as well. How many of you remember that video? You probably don't remember it at all. In fact, I'm just going to see if I can get it up. So I did here you go. So let me get it on screen. And here's what it does for you, okay? So ChatGPT, if we just get it onto screen here, when you use the AIPRM Chrome extension, it adds on all of this extra stuff. So how can you outrank an article? And what you do is you click it, you put your competitor URL in, and it will give you tips on how to outrank it. Or it tells you about strategy and mid-journey. It's got loads of stuff, right? It's got loads of stuff. Really, really good. And I did a review of this and about how it would be really, really good for you. Now, what I did there, I am entitled to. I'm allowed to do a review. I'm allowed to be honest. I'm allowed to do all of that, okay? I'm allowed to do that. The company that owns this, the company that owns AIPRM, were not happy. But guess why they were not happy? Someone created a website mimicking AIPRM. They even used one of their images, the context, the wording, even the domain was very similar to AIPRM. It was basically chat AIPRM. And this person, hey Sinan, hey Tarakangas, took my video and embedded it onto their homepage. So they've imitated AIPRM, the look of the website. They even took one of their images, literally from their website, and they took my video and embedded it. As soon as they did that, AIPRM came after me yesterday. I got 2 emails, very serious emails, threatening legal action, and they weren't just saying we're going to take it. There was a lot of stuff in there. I went back to them and I said, that's not my website. That is, someone has embedded my video. I can't stop anyone embedding my video, but that is not my website. That's nothing to do with me. They weren't happy. They weren't having it. So I then went to Google, or basically any search engine, who is, and I did a who is check on the domain. And I said to them, the name of the owner is there. And where they live is there. Go and contact them. It's nothing to do with me. Go and contact their host provider. Still, they kept going, this, you need to be more careful about who shares your videos. How the hell can you share your... Hey, Alex, how can you stop someone embedding your video? In the end, I went back into YouTube and I did something which basically meant no one is allowed to embed that particular video. So now if you go onto that person's website, in fact, I might even show you. Do you know what? I'm going to be a little bit upfront and I'm going to show you that website. Okay, so, yeah, look, the website's down now. So that website has now been taken down. So whoever they were, they must have got penalty warnings as well. So yeah, that's exactly what I did, Mike. I basically stopped that particular video from being embedded. Hey D, not seen you for a while. But it was like, I got so mad. I got so mad though. I went back to the CEO of AIPRM. I went back to their managing person who contacted me. I even went onto their Twitter and I basically said, you should be ashamed of yourself for attacking me when all you had to do was a little bit of homework and you could clearly see who the owner of that website was. And it weren't me, right? It weren't me. Hey, Bob Wild, how you doing? Great to have you here. Anyway, that did slightly wreck my afternoon. So can you imagine, after finishing the live chat yesterday, I spent the next 2.5 hours trying to understand why this company were threatening me with legal action because someone had taken my YouTube video, embedded it onto another website, and they then thought I created that website. Well, no, they just embedded my video. Hey, Claudius, how you doing? Hey, Sinan. Yeah, it basically wrecked my afternoon for about 2.5 hours. And then I get an email back from them later on about, I don't know, it was quite late. And they were like, thank you so much for understanding and helping us to stop your video being shared. So that company now, that rogue company who imitated their website, don't get the benefit. And I went back to them and I was like this, F you for saying thank you to me after you started threatening me with legal action because somebody embedded my video. Like, you know. Hey Artif, how you doing? Hey, I'm okay, mate. I tell you what, it's been a very, 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 very busy day. Working on a client's website, and it's going well. So far, it's going pretty well at the moment. I think it's looking pretty good at the moment, what I'm doing with their website. Potential client calls. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more potential client to do. I've got another one at 5:30 tonight to do that as well. And yeah, so far so good, but I've been very, very busy. I mean, I'm quite liking this new website that we're building out. In fact, I'll show it. I kind of showcased it a little bit earlier. But here's a new website that we're working on for our client. Please ignore the images because this is all dummy images at the moment, right? Because they haven't got their posts put in. But yeah, it's a pretty cool website that I'm building out for them. And I've just started. No, not that. Where's their page gone? There we go. The blog page. Started building out their blog page as well. You know, it's got quite a nice look to it actually. I haven't done as much as I wanted to on that website because I've got sidetracked with client phone calls. And I was saying earlier, when you have a lot of client phone calls, it really can affect your time. Right, Red Seba, your question is, you put filter product plugin on your website and the max price filter does not work. Which filter products plugin did you use? Which filter products? Do you mean Themify? Yeah, I'll tell you what the fonts are. The fonts are Playfair. So I'll tell you what the fonts are. This is using Montserrat. So we got Montserrat there and Montserrat over basically there as well. This is Playfair. Playfair, Italic, all of that. And it's you know, I mean, they've gone with my look, you know, they've gone with what there's a bit of a carousel going on there, but recipes and all of that. And like if I was to click on one of these, oh no, hold on, that's the wrong page. Do you know what? Hold on, I can't remember if I built that one then. Let me go to preview. So if we go over here, you'll get, yeah, there you go. So here's the recipe page I'm building out for them, the style of how does it present the recipe. And then you get all the recipe deal. And then obviously you got your table of contents down here, blah, 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 blah. And you get to the bottom, you know, previous, whatever, you can jump around and blah, 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 blah. It's all just, at the moment, it's got dummy images in, but it's a very clean, breathable website, I think, without being too busy on there. No way out. I've just read what Alex has written there. So, because you built a website, okay, for a con artist, they thought you were the con artist. Did you know they were a con artist, though? Did you know that at the time? Did you know that? Atif, how involved are they in the design? I'll tell you how involved they are. Shall I show you? This is what I got for the design, okay? Let me show you. Shall I show you how involved they are, Atif? Atif! My main man, Atif. Right, let me show you how involved they were. This is what I got from them. Let me get it for you. Let me get it for you. Here we go. Here we go. So this is how involved they were. Right, here's how involved they were. And I'll let you then make your own mind up. So there we go. Right, there. So that's how involved we were. So the logo, the fonts to use, and the colours. Yeah, do you know what though? That's what they want. I'm not a massive fan of that either, Artif. I'm not a massive fan of that logo either. So when you see it, you know, over here, I'm not a big fan of that either. I'm not liking that at all. I feel like it just messes up a little bit there. But at the moment, this is all going to be fine-tuned and stuff like that. You know, and that's something that I'm going to be advising them on as well. Is the camera going in and out of focus? If the camera is going in and out of focus, please do let me know. Okay, it might just be the buffering. I just realised my hair looks really messed up today, doesn't it? My hair looks really messed up today. Yeah, sorry. Maybe it's because I'm moving in and out a lot, so that might be why it's kind of focusing in and out. So yeah, like I said, yeah, I think they've already paid for their logo design, Alex. So I wanted to get more done, but what I want to put out there to some of you is, when you want to focus on the project and then you have clients, is it blurry? Yeah, let me just clean the lens for a moment. Just wait a moment. I don't know if that helps at all or not. Probably not. Probably didn't really help much. Don't know if that helped at all. Hey, Paul Ross, how you doing? So yeah, got a meeting later on today. Another one tomorrow. Another one Friday. Got you, Alex, as well. I'm speaking to you about something. Then I got another one next Monday. And well, it's turning into a very busy 2023. I have to be honest. 2023 has been a little bit non-stop, and obviously it impacts on other stuff I want to do, like the super course. So I haven't really done much work on that for about 7 days, which annoys me because I really want to get it done. I really want to get that done, but I'll be working on more on that hopefully come Thursday or Friday. Just got to keep an eye on my email in case my client gets back to me. I had a meeting with the client as well yesterday for this dinner at Ali's website, just to have a quick chat with her about how I was taking liberties a little bit with the layout because we had a vague idea, but I then started to realise that some of what we agreed might not work really well. So I said to her, just got to give me some liberties on how I do your fonting, because I'm going to look at it and go, what would be the best size for that particular page, and work it in. Because if I go with what you want, everything looks really, really big, right? Your headlines, like boom, your subheader, boom, your blogs, your recipe page, all the wording is so big, but it looks ridiculously massive on a desktop. And it's like, it doesn't need to be that big, right? And so far she's kind of okay with that, so that's kind of good. I do want to get the website done though by Friday. I want to get to Saturday with it all done and dusted so I can have a bit of a weekend, if I'm allowed to. I want to have a bit of a weekend before we then jump into another project on the 6th of March. So next week, I'm trying to keep as clear as possible so I can focus on the super course. If I can have 4 or 5 days of just the super course, I can make a massive dent in the backlog of stuff I need to get done in for there. Yeah, I've got a haircut appointment on Thursday. With my hairdresser. She cuts my hair and Raheem's hair. I'm just a little bit overdue, I think. Sorry I yawned then, didn't I? Sorry, I kind of yawned live on. Yeah. How are you all doing for your Tuesday, though, in terms of, like, your projects and things like that? How are you doing? Video Boy. Hey, Lind. Video Boy asks, when is the best time to offer your care plans to clients? Well, I'll let you know. I had a call with someone today at 2 o'clock who works with property acquisition in London, who most likely is going to use us for a website. They told me their budget. I told them that the cost of their website would be double their budget. And after a conversation, they've now realised that there's a reason it's double, and it's value for money in who's going to be doing stuff and how we do it. I then said to them that when the website is built, we will have a 1-hour video call where I now explain how they can look after the website. If they decide they don't want to look after it, then they can pay us to do it, and here's what the cost is per month. And that is only for minor revisions, the odd text, the odd image. It's not for full-on work, and they understood. So I'm telling them, at the end of it, I'll show them how they can modify it, and they then decide, do they want to do that, or do they want to go into a maintenance plan? That's how I like to approach it. I don't like to force clients into going for it. I don't like to make them feel like they've got to go for it. I know other business models do. They are very suggestive. Like, you got to go for this. You know, if you don't go for this, it's going to hurt you later on. I'm a little bit more easygoing for two reasons. Number one, I don't want to make anyone feel like they've got to do it. Number two, sometimes the more you have, the more you have. And you might argue, but yeah, you get paid for it, yeah. But if you had 20 people on a maintenance plan, after a while, your emails are just continuous. Change this, change that, change this, change that. And because we do a lot of YouTubing and stuff like that, and courses, you know, the mastery modules, we have enough stuff to maintain and keep us busy than, can you change this for me? Can you change that for me? Can you look at this for me? Why is that not working? So I would say, I always let them know at the start and what the cost is. And then at the end, when we have our 1 hour handover about your website, what the plugins do, is there anything they need to keep on top of, you know, stuff like that. How do you maintain your SEO for your blog post? Here's where you do this and here's where you do that. I drop it in again. Hey, Dave. And I let them decide. If they want to go for it, they can pay. If they don't want to go for it, they don't pay. It's as simple as that, basically. Yeah. Artib, you said you're having weird problems with session storage. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Yeah, so Alex, well, the pay-as-you-go plan, so that's a bit of a... Okay, so I normally say you will pay, let's just pretend, okay, $100 per month for 3 minor revisions. Now, the revisions don't roll over, and if you don't use them, you lose them. That's just the way it is. There's no carryover, okay? 3 minor revisions per month. But that also includes checking your website's okay, your backups, updating your website as well. So that's all covered in there, okay? If the work they need takes more time, then you pay on a pay-as-you-go basis. So basically, they pay monthly. If they pay annually, you get a discount. But on top of that, if they then say, I want a brand new page, I want this, I want that, and that's not a minor revision. We're not just changing the wording or swapping out an image. There's a separate charge, and that is pay as you go. And I make that clear to them at the start and at the end, so they know exactly what it is, and it's in their contract or their proposal document. Or, I just hurt my arm then. We have a separate maintenance contract, which you can get from our sharing our stash mastery module. Oh dear, Artif, yeah. Shopping cart system. I tell you what, whenever you mess around and create your own flow, it always takes a lot of work, right? I think I can hear my son outside. Hey, Fabric Texture, how you doing? Do you know what, Artib? Yesterday, I spent 2 hours trying to do something really, really basic, and it's because I completely forgot. So I was using the loop grid, right? In fact, I might show you what happened. I'll show you online if I can find the page. Yeah, here you go. So when I was building this page here, right? So this is a loop grid, okay? This is using the loop grid. The trouble was that if I go over here, the loop grid, which is there, sits within a container. I had not gone and done this. Let me show you what I hadn't done. No, it's not there. Where was it? Oh, I can't remember where it is now. There was something I did not do. Yeah, here you go. So because the loop grid was not set to be full width 100%, it was like that. It was only taking up a portion of the screen, and it really drove me mad. And I was rebuilding it, I was doing X, Y, Z. Things started messing up with this loop grid down here, and oh my god, it really, really just made me mad. I am at the moment also, in fact, let me shut that down. I don't want to save anything there, leave that website. Don't want to do anything there. Kaboom. I am looking into getting hold of WP Grid Builder to help do the filtering for the loop grid. But I might also use one of my other methods that I built up manually myself with adding in like a filter system to the I can't remember what it's called, the Elementor loop grid. And I am also testing out this plugin as well. I'm testing out this plugin for the client. I might use it. It's recipe card blocks for Gutenberg and Elementor. The bulk of what we need is free, and it works with Elementor as well, with the block editor and all of that. But it's a recipe card block, which I'm hoping I can share with them. Not share with them, build out kind of thing. Yeah. Buttons, RT. I'll be using buttons. I'm not... The search and filter plugin, I've always been a bit and ah about it, especially how there haven't been many updates in a long while. But I'll be doing buttons. Why? Have you got a solution, RT, for loop grid? If you know of something for loop grid, please do share if you know of something. Unless you're going to tell me there's a code snippet. Which would be really, really good, right? Which would be really, really good. But it's got to work with loop grid. That's the important bit, yeah? Having post filters is one thing, but this has got to work with loop grid. And it is, I have to, it is annoying. I've spoken about this many times. That when you look at the Elementor roadmap, the post filter should have been addressed as soon as they brought out the loop grid, in my opinion. After the loop grid, we had the nested tabs. After that, we had the loop carousel. After that, we're going to get a few other bits and pieces. And way down in the planning stage, we have the post filter. In my opinion, hey Richard, how you doing? Good to have you back, my friend. In my opinion, when Elementor brought out the loop grid, they should have then accelerated the post filter. Because I don't know about you, but I get really fed up with how you then got to use, I don't know, filter everything, JetSmart filters, search and filter, WP Grid Builder, or there's unlimited elements that has a filter system. You are all over the place. Hey, Carlo, you are all over the place, right? You often have to go, well, do I still use that add-on or do I use this one instead? We really need to have a post filter system, right? Lind, you created a pod field, okay? When you pull the content, it removes all of the line breaks that were in the word. Oh, do you know something? I think I had a similar problem. And I think, what did I do? What did I do in that situation? I'm trying to remember now. We had a custom field. We had the same thing happening whereby it removed the line breaks, so everything just went into one line. If I'm correct, Lind, I think we switched it from the WYSIWYG to be a standard text block, text editor. That was it. We took out the WYSIWYG to text editor, and then what happened was then it maintained the returns. I'm pretty sure that's what we did. I can't even remember whose website it was now either. I can't remember whose website it was, but we had a similar thing. So we had pods, we had the WYSIWYG, and then in fact, it happened with the ACF as well. It all just went into one line. Whose website was it? Oh man, I really can't remember whose website it was now. There was someone's website we worked on. Whose website was it? I can't bloody remember. But anyway, hey Mark, how you doing? Yeah, I know. Well, here's the funny thing, Lind, is that you can do the formatting still, but you then got to use the syntax, right? You know, for bold or italics or underline or stuff like that. But yeah, again, this is something whereby every plugin and every theme, they don't think things through properly, and they don't do a proper A/B testing or UI testing on their products. So like we take with the pods, even the advanced custom field, when you're using the WYSIWYG, the returns kind of disappear. And then like Claudia said, you could put in the paragraph, but then you got to remember, there'll be people out, or the breakpoint, there'll be people out there that will have no knowledge or understanding of that syntax. So if you give them the facility to use WYSIWYG, and they then type, hit return, type, return, type, because that's how they want it presented, that is how it should be maintained. Not that you've got to go and put in, single point, breakpoints or all of that. You shouldn't have to do that. So this is where I often do wonder, like, how could that have slipped the net? Doesn't really make sense, does it? Surely someone must have tested that. Or maybe they did and they were like, oh, well, we'll let them work it out. You're all developers. You should know the answers to this. Don't forget to hit like. But it is something that I do find a little bit annoying, in that often we have to educate the developer on something that you kind of think you should have noticed that. How did you not notice that? And I agree, Lind, that the bulk of our clients, even when you tell them to put the breakpoint in, they won't put the breakpoint in. And what will happen is they'll do 10 posts. It will look like gobbledygook on the front end. They'll then come to you and you'll say, yeah, but you meant to use breakpoint. They will then go, hey, Andrew, hope you're okay, or your family, your daughter and everyone. Hope you're okay. So client might come back to you. They're going to whinge, and then you're going to tell them to do whatever, and they're not going to like it. They're going to go, but I got 10 posts. You want me to manually go in and put breakpoint everywhere? I haven't got time for that. Often I say to them, if you had done it in the time we've spent talking, you might have been halfway through. I remember at work, right? We used SQL, Transact SQL, for data mining. And someone was doing something and they were doing it not the most efficient way. And I said to them, you need to do X, Y, Z. I haven't got time for this, blah, 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 blah. I was sat at their desk, right? This and that and blah, blah, blah. And I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And then 5 minutes later, after they finished their rant, I went, I've done it. Look, I've done it for you. And I said, look, if you had just done it, you would have done it. But look, I've done it for you, and I hope you learn from this now. Richard, I'm torn. I have a new project. Richard is torn. What do you mean? Your pants? What are you torn? Richard has a new project. Lots of posts. Dynamic filters. Oh, okay. Right, Richard. Is there going to be a filter system? Well, there is. You said dynamic filters. Sorry. Richard. You've got to play it in your head, Richard. So you're going to know better than anyone else what are your options and how long will it take. Is it better to work with something you know inside out, maybe Elementor, and then you got to compromise on the solution, or you're going to spend time trying to find the best solution for whatever you do with the posts? Or do you go with something completely different, even though you're not sure that's going to work for you? That is a difficult one. Hey, Linda, how are you? Hey, Shaveen. And hey, George, by the way. I didn't say hi, George. Artif. Well, you know what, Artif? If you have a solution, it might still work for Elementor. You never know. Rop Par. I want to open an electric scooter rental. Good for you. How best to keep an accounting system? Well, don't mean to be funny, Rop Par, but your accounting system will be down to you. You will sort out however you do it. I mean, that's not really WordPress, really. That is more like, yeah, that's kind of what happened, George. I think she just kind of blabbed and was like, and I did it for her in the end. But Rock Paul, I'm going to say, okay, that. Oh yeah, Andrew, I'll quickly go back over it again. The problem, I'll quickly mention it because anyone who's joined late, again, what the problem was. But Rock Paul, in terms of your accounting system, that's going to be down to how you record the rental, and well, that's kind of down. That's not really a WordPress question. You could add in a plugin to help you with accountancy. I don't know, QuickBooks or something. Right, so what was the problem I had this morning or yesterday? I did a video about AIPRM. It's a Chrome extension for ChatGPT. It gives you loads of extra stuff, right? Loads of extra stuff. Brilliant. What happened was someone took my video and embedded it onto a website. And the website they embedded it on was imitating AIPRM. AIPRM contacted me with threatening legal action. Okay? Threatening legal action. And what they then said was that I'm responsible for this. And I was like, I'm not responsible for the website because they took my video and embedded it. Nothing to do with me. Anyway, they were threatening legal action. I changed the video so it couldn't be embedded. And then they came back to say, thank you. This is after I told them that I was not the owner of that website. I even did a search under who is and sent them the name and email and details of the person. Go away and chase them up. Stop giving me a headache. Anyway, so that's what the problem was. Dennis, I'm building a site for a coffee shop and need to create a menu of drink sizes and prices, which may in the future need to be able to add it to a cart for order online. Well, all you got to do then, is create your product in WooCommerce, Dennis, and then you create your variation and your attributes. So in WooCommerce products, you'll have attributes and variations. You'll have size of cup. You'll have the different type of drinks. So you can add your variation. Lamidi, I have a question. How can I make free buttons with the option to show hide content as the content is an image carousel? Why don't you use the toggle solution, Lamidi? So I've done a video on toggle. I've also done a video on how you can show and hide containers and sections with the button. So we've got those videos, Lamidi. Go and do a look for show. Do a search for show or hide or toggle. It's like a toggle switch as well. And you can even switch it to be 3 buttons as well. Oh, Atif, come on, mate. What are your uncle problems? Atif, tell us the uncle problems, right? There's nothing more interesting here for everyone except your uncle problems. It's why we get up every day, Atif. We want to know more about your uncle. I know what you mean, Richard. So like this website I'm working on, I did think about doing it in bricks, but then I considered the clients already tried to build it with Elementor. I'm now going to do a full-blown rebuild. Maybe it's better just to stick with the devil you know, right? Yeah, so Dennis, you need to look at attributes and variation for WooCommerce products. You don't need an extra plugin. You can do it all straight out the bat. Straight out to bat. What client management portal do you use for your care plan? Well, you can use email, you can use AIPRM, you can use kitchen.co. There's loads of solutions you can use. That's why I agree with what Linda says, Richard. You could go to Bricks and then suddenly you realise you wish you stayed with Elementor. Do you get what I mean? Well, the Who, funnily enough, Richard, right? The Who is information gave the name and the address and the phone number of the owner of that website. So I sent it to the AIPRM and I did say to them, why did you not check that before coming to me? If you had checked that, you would have known who to contact. But I found it a little bit. I did say to them as well, I was very annoyed with their behaviour and said, luckily for you, I've got balls of steel. But you could have sent this to someone who could have had a real panic attack. You could have destroyed them. You could have, threatening them with like legal action and whatever because of an embedded video that's publicly available on YouTube. Oh, anyway, the thing is though, Dennis, you could use other solutions. You could use another solution, but are you going to give them the option to buy? Or is it just to see what's available? Is it just to showcase what they could have? Because if you're going to allow them to buy, then WooCommerce is a very simple, easy solution to use. I mean, there's Linda's actually right. There is Shortcut as well. You could use Shortcut. I mean, Shortcut, because that's more virtual products. I mean, depends. Look, it depends. Are you selling tangible products, or it depends on how. I think a lot of it does depend though on what the end result will be, which I don't know. I'm assuming here, by the way. Nicely though, the client has come back. The client's come back. So that Dinner at Ali's website, and what they've said is, yeah, they are liking it. They are liking it. They're really liking it at the moment. So they've asked for just one. In fact, they've asked for a change over here, which I'm not too sure. I'm not sure about the change, but it's where they just want a highlight done next to one of the wordings. But you know what? They're happy. And that is what is really, really good. Yeah, that's right, George. Shortcut doesn't do... Dennis, have you seen the video? Right, Dennis, stay there, Dennis. I'm going to give you a video, okay? I'm going to give you a video, Dennis. Just for you, Dennis. I want you to go and watch this video. Are you using Elementor? By the way, are you using Elementor or Bricks? What are you using? I'm going to assume you're using Elementor, okay? You're probably going to say you're not, but either way, what I explain in here with WooCommerce will make sense, right? So I want you, Dennis, to go and watch this video here, all right? So go and watch that video there, right? That goes through the attributes, the variation, the setup of WooCommerce, understanding things, your payment gateway, categories, loads of stuff. In fact, it starts with WordPress settings, Elementor, building your pages, your header, footer, your templates, building a blog, then doing the WooCommerce, building out stuff. So you go watch that, and that should hopefully massively help you out. And by the way, also, please don't forget, for anyone here who's not currently part of it, don't forget the Web Squadron Facebook group. So my next 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, are full on busy at the moment, except for the live chats where I'm still working on this site. So the homepage we did yesterday, and they are 2 changes. Now let me tell you something. When you work on a homepage and they only have 2 minor changes, increase the padding between 2 headers and add a highlight onto another one, if that's all they have and they're like, I love it, it's exactly what she wanted and was hoping for. She loves how clean it looks. I use those words as well, how clean it looks. Do you know how much of a boost that is? Like you go, yes, now I'm ready to make it mobile responsive because now I know they're okay with the where things are. I was working on the contact page today, the blog page, the single post template. We still need to work out the recipes page, and I'm going to use a different plugin to get a certain look. But once I get that done and dusted, technically we should be hitting the SEO on Thursday with rank math and all of that. And come Friday, we should be home free. We should be closing up. Might roll on to Saturday, but we should be on the home run by that point. And we started the website Monday, but we're doing well so far. But it's a lovely feeling. And I do put a bit of pressure on my clients. So I send them the homepage. I tell them what they need to look at. I tell them what I want back from them. And I even say, I do need this back within 11 hours. Now, because my client is based in America and I'm in the UK, I sent that email to them very, very, very late last night. But 11 hours would have meant that by the time they wake up, they would have had the time to look at it and get back to me. And that's what I like to do. That's what I like to do. You know, and because once I know they like the homepage and the direction I'm taking them in, it gives me the license to crack on with the other pages now. Whereas if they had said, oh, I'm not sure about that, oh, I'm not sure about this, you then have to pull back a bit and revise kind of thing. Right, let me just check some of the questions coming in. Big Kahuna. I'm going to try and work out who you are in the group now, Big Kahuna. Yeah, D. Well, look, D, here it is, okay? Look, this is what you need, right? No, that's not the link. That's the wrong link. Oh, I just want to shut it. Look, the link's above there. You'll see the link, D. Go and get the link, okay, for that video. George, I had sent out the first draft of a site today. Client came back saying 0 changes. Wow. It is the best feeling, isn't it? I mean, you've got 0. I've got 2. I'll take the 2. They're so minor. That's going to take me like literally 2 minutes to do. That's how rubbish and easy those changes are. 2 minutes. Flat out. Easy. But 0. Are you sure it was 0 changes, George? Are you sure it wasn't like 1,000 and their keyboard stopped? They got so irritated, right, with how many there were, their keyboard number functionality stopped working. Yeah, so, I mean, Lamedy, I've actually forgotten what your question is, Lamedy. Let me try and find your question again. So your question was, how can I make free buttons with... But what I would say, Lamedy, right, can you go here, Lamedy? And what you need to do, right, Lamedy, you need to post a URL. You need to post an image. You need to tell us a bit more. And maybe one of us or someone can not jump into your website, but might be able to advise you better. Because right now, we're assuming a lot. We're assuming quite a bit. So please do take us up on that. Ah, yeah, George, yeah. Yes, you know when you get the ones that go to town with their changes and you sit there going, but I did what you said. I did what you asked for. I have done as per the design spec. And they then go and make loads of changes and you just stare at it and you go, that's not what we agreed, or that isn't exactly what we were going for. And then you kind of go, oh, I'll just get it done. And what's worse then is after you do the 50 changes, they then come back going, you know what? Can we redo that bit? I've changed my mind. Now this client, Dinner at Ali's, I did say to her, can I share with you another pricing strategy? Can I share with you another pricing strategy? I said to Dinner at Ali's, here's the cost. But if you ensure that you only have one revision. When I say one revision, it's not an entire page, but like tweaks here and there. When you have one run of tweaks per page, I will take your cost from, let's pretend that's your cost. I will take it down by 20%. I'll knock off. But that's if we agree that we understand what you want to go for. I build it. You're allowed to tweak that, or, say we want to do a bit of changes here and there, but you're only allowed one run per page. Then the cost comes down by 20%. If, however, you want to pay the full amount, then you're allowed to have 2 or 3 tweaks. So homepage, we need to make some tweaks. We then have a look again. We have some more tweaks. Okay, you have a look again. We have some more tweaks. You got to have a point where you close off. How many times are you going to tweak the homepage? Again and again and again and again. You're stuck on the homepage. You never get sign off. You don't move on. So I said to them, right, here's what you'll have, right? Here's your cost. But if you allow one run of tweaks, I'll only allow one run of tweaks. If, however, it goes over, then there's extra charges. And I have to then charge you at the time I'm doing it. And they understood that. They totally get that. What that means, though, is that before we build the website or the page, we need to be clear on how it's going to look or what it's going to do. And it puts a bit of onus on her, and it put a bit of onus on me to clarify things as well. But it then means you get to the finishing line quicker, right? Started the website, homepage I did yesterday, blah, 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 blah. Come back with 2 absolutely minor tweaks, 2 minutes tops it's going to take for me to do that. 2 minutes tops. And when they put back stuff like this, I absolutely love how clean it looks. I love what you've done with it. This is exactly what I was hoping for. When you get words like that, you're doing brilliant. Hey Danielle, how you doing? Artif, excellent. Have you won, Artif? Have you sorted it out? And by the way, Artif, we still need to know more about your uncle. Unless you said it earlier and I missed it. I still need to know about your uncle. Dennis, the client is a long-time friend. No, Dennis. What you got to weigh up right is how much time do you spend on this? So if it's a gift, great. But are you then opening the door for her to keep coming back to you whenever you have... Can I ask a question? Someone's just sent me something and I don't know the answer to this. Can you use SendGrid with Elemental Form? Does anyone know that? I can't recall ever using it. Does anyone know if you can use SendGrid with Elemental Form? There's a part of me that's kind of going, I can't remember. Is it in the Elemental settings? Is it in the Elemental settings? Does anyone know? SendGrid. Anyway, SendGrid. Lamidi, I want to build a neon sign configurator with the possibility to prove you got to use a customizer plugin then, Lamidi. You got to do a search in Google, go and chat GPT. Is this for a client? So you're asking the question, is that for a client or is this for you? Is this a business idea? SendGrid, you can. I'm just going into the integrations. I'm just checking. I can't recall. Is it in there though, George? Are you sure? You might need to let me know in the cave, George. All right. You know, the back cave. Let me know in the back cave. Okay. Okay, Dennis. So you will get paid something then. So in that way, it's not too bad then. Oh, come on, Artie. You've got to tell us more. You don't know where to start with your uncle and need a whole lot. Do you know what? We'll probably do a proper big, massive live chat then, okay? Dedicated just to that. Dedicated just to that. Yes, Linda, SendGrid. The only reason I'm asking is because I don't recall ever seeing Do you know what? I'll have to check it out. I'm just gonna edit this page and see, because it's just a general question someone's got, and I'm kind of a bit like, I'm used to MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, MailerLite, the standard ones we all use. I'm just not used to SendGrid in terms of the API for that. Question, slightly off topic by D. We have some domains and we had them forwarded to our personal subdomain with another company. I'm not sure, D. I mean, I don't think I'm not understanding that question. This might be my lame ass brain now. You got domains, but they were forwarded with another company. Brick's awesome. Do you know what? I thought the Bricks. Oh, cheers. I'll check it. I'll have a look in a moment, George. I thought the Bricks Awesome guy was pretty okay. What's his name? Is it Lovash? Is it Lovash? I think it's Lovash or something like that. I'm just checking something that George has sent me, by the way, before I'm just going to quickly scan what George has sent me. Oh, yes, that's why. Do you know what, George? I couldn't get it in my head. Yes. Post SMTP. It's post SMTP, isn't it? But would that work, though? Would that work? I'm not doubting you, by the way, though. I'm not doubting you, by the way, okay, George? I'm just trying to think. Because if that's being used for the subscription, would that still... It's for me to play around, right? And if I find out it definitely works, I'll do a video on it. Yeah, so D, can you tell us a bit more? Because I think I'm getting the question or the crux of it slightly wrong in exactly what you're trying to say there. What is this? I have finally got WP Grid Builder. So I've got WP Grid Builder now. I'm going to try that out. I was doing it while talking to you all, so I might use that as my solution for this Dinner at Ali's project. But yeah, looks like a pretty good opportunity to do a video as well, I think, at some point as well. But yeah, George, I'll let you know what I find out with that. Danielle Romano, do you know any tutorials on WP Grid Builder that work on bricks? That's funny, just as I said it as well. I'm not sure about Metabox. I don't use Metabox. If I'm honest, I don't use Metabox. I am eventually going to do a tutorial on WP Grid Builder. I will be doing one, and I might do it on Elementor, and I might do it on bricks. Yeah, cheers, George. I think the only thing I've got to make sure then is that it definitely still feeds through to the client's email and it goes through their subscription form. So hopefully that will all be okay. Yeah. Mate, I'm telling you, right, I am Squadroneers. I'm getting bashed around with emails at the moment. It's like everyone in the world has just woken up, and the amount of emails that are coming through from real people is unprecedented. George is different because George just sent his now, but like in the last 5 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12 emails. Don't count George. He was number 13 in that number list, but 12. Wow, the heck, another one. What? This is unprecedented. This is what happens when you put yourself out there on social media and stuff, okay? Yeah, cheers, George. It should be okay because I'll just use the post SMT. That's where the send grid was triggering a memory. I kept thinking, where have I seen this before? To stick the API in. And that's where it was. Thank you very much for reminding me on that, George. But yeah, Danielle, I am going to be doing a WP Grid Builder video. Sorry, I'm yawning there. I feel a bit tired. For Elementor, for the loop grid. I want to make sure it works with the loop grid. I know, John, it weren't you who sent any. But I want to do a video to show, does it work with the loop grid? So is it worth it? Because there is a cost attached to it, right? It's not free. And then number 2, can you get it work with bricks as well? You know, so I think it'd be a nice little thing. So I've got it, so I can test it out on my test website. I have a test website with Elemental and bricks, by the way, so I can use it on either one of them. 3 of them are potential clients, Andrew. One of them I have a chat with today at 5:30. Another one I've got, in fact, I need to make a note of something I said I would do for them before I forget. SG20. All right, there we go. Something I said I would check out for them. Yeah, I mean, I played around with Metabox a while ago. I didn't massively like it. George, hit me up in the back cave about WP Grid Builder, okay? Hit me up, because I've got the ultimate license, okay? Hit me up, George, okay? You know, you scratch my arse, I scratch yours, okay? Oh, sorry, D. Did you add some further clarity above there? Let me just scroll back up, D.
It's okay.
I can't see any further clarity there, D. You might need to clarify a bit more then. Can you just post again what you said? Yeah, exactly what George is saying there. The cave is a metaphorical term, right? There is no back cave, okay? Artif, I kid you not, Artif, right? I kid you not, right? It has been non-stop. You know the day when you sent those messages about code snippets? It has been relentless. And right now, you are timetabled in, right? Code snippet, Friday. In fact, I can't show you that because it's got all my other stuff on, but like really quickly, Friday, okay? Friday is penciled in because I actually wanted to get 3 code snippet videos done yesterday. But then because this client definitely paid up and we started on Monday, it's had a hit effect on what I'm doing. But you know, Artif, I do want to test it out to give you the assurance. And also, I know you're low on energy, so I don't want you to be sat there waiting for me really late at night like this going, come on, Imran, did it work? I don't want you to be doing, not that you would be doing that. You'd be more like, oh, I'm going to eat this cream cake. Imran, did it work? Cream cake. Oh, I need to call my uncle up. If anyone didn't understand that, I'm really sorry for what you're viewing right now. If there is no Batcave, where does Batman live? You have to split. What? There's no real Batcave. So Danielle says, if I give you access to a staging site... Huh? What do you mean, Danielle? You mean if I give you access to a staging site with all the plugins ready to use, do you like it? With all the plugins? Probably not. Probably not. Unless I'm misunderstanding that one there. Right, okay, so now we get clarity from D. So, redirect... Oh, dear. You set a redirect on GoDaddy and on INS. Do you know what, D? I'm not sure. The minute you said GoDaddy and IONS, I felt that my heart just dropped a couple of stories. I don't want to like give any confidence or assurance that that's all going to work properly. I really don't. Do any of you get bombarded by LinkedIn people? So there's 2 people on here which are not part of the 12 or 13 I mentioned earlier. They've connected and they do not stop. Hi, can we have a chat? Hi, are you still interested? Hi, can we work with you? Hi, we've got a fantastic offer. Hi, we can do XYZ for you. How about you just off? Leave me alone. Like, desperate. So one of our potential clients that I spoke to today, and if Mark is listening, it's another one, had a call with them, told them what we can offer, what we can do, without going into specifics, timeline, project price. And they've now said, even though my charge is double their budget, and I made clear to them, I know your budget, but we're double. I'm really sorry, I can't do any much more on that. I've already made a little bit of a discount here, but that's as far as I go. It's double your budget. I'm not going to chase you up. It's entirely up to you. You know where we are. That person is 99% certain they're going to use us. And they said one of the things that influenced them is because, number one, how do you think they found us? Let me share some stuff with you now. I was going to say shit, but let me share some stuff with you. How do you think they found us? How do you think they found us? In fact, can I answer the questions and I'll come back to you? Yeah, Arnad. So the website is I think it's called Detector Element or Element Detector. Do a Google search for Element Detector, Elementor Detector, and the website will come up. Arnode. Why do I dislike IONS? I just do. I can tell you now, I don't like one-on-one. I don't like IONS. I don't like GoDaddy, and I don't like Bluehost. Mainly because there's always been an issue and they are not the best at sorting out those issues, their tech team or anything like that. No, Andrew, it wasn't YouTube. It wasn't YouTube. Yeah, D, post it in the Web Squadron group. That would be a really good help. That would be a really, really good help. Don't forget to hit like. So here's how they found me. Do you know that I regularly post on LinkedIn? You know the social media post I do with Publer to Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. You know Publer, and I regularly do social media posts. You all see them. They are not connected to me. I am not connected to them. But they were seeing my posts on LinkedIn. And they saw one, and they saw another, and they liked what they saw. They liked what they saw. And they got in touch. Late last night. Yeah, okay, but let's have a quick 10-minute phone call. We arranged that today. Well, I basically told them, look, off the cuff, here's what your website might cost. Double their budget, take it or leave it. But, you know, we are who we are. We had a call, we had a conversation. 99% they're going to go for it. That was on the back of LinkedIn posts. I know, Pickstar. They liked it. They liked what I was putting out there. So I've said this so many times. Put yourself out there. Show off your skills. Show off your expertise. Show off your advice. Don't just say, hey, I'm a web designer. Come and use me. Hey, I've got a fantastic offer going on. I can do this for you. I can wipe your bum for you. Don't just do that. Because then you get the wrong people. Hey, you're going to wipe my bum for me? That's quite nice, right? Put yourself out there. Put yourself out there, right? It can work. What info did I provide on the call? Well, domain and hosting, where they should go. In fact, they've already got their domain, unfortunately, with GoDaddy, but they haven't done the hosting yet. Phew. So I told them where to go. 20i or SiteGround. I told them where to go. It's a basic website. 4-page website. Basic, right? I told them that WordPress, Elemental, and the website, once they told me the pages they want, and, you know, images and what the context of the business is, I said, fine, that's a 4-day, 4 pages, 4-day 4 days to do it all, start to finish, blah, 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 blah. Here's your price. Here's the separate SEO price if you want it. Take it or leave it, but here's why you should go for it. Search console, indexing, sitemap, keywords, and all of that. You know, test it out with that. Don't go for any sponsored adverts unless you feel like you need to after the website is out there, and then go for it. So I did not say exactly how we're building it, but they sent me a URL to a website they like. I looked at that website. God, is it basic? It is so basic. It is just images and text image. Text image, image text, text image. It's really, really basic. Really basic. So I got an idea of what they want. There's no WooCommerce. There's no appointment booking. There's nothing complicated about it. Yeah, we can do that. But I made clear to them, here's the price, here's the SEO price, here's how long it will take. I will not contact you again. I said to him, I will not contact you again. There'll be no chase email. There'll be no, well, what do you think? There'll be none of that. None of that. You are not obligated to work with me. In fact, I even said to him, I recommend you go out and ask other people. Now, what do you think they said? What do you think they said after I said to them, go out and ask other people? What do you think they said? What do you think they said? This again kind of showcases how the way you come across can really massively help you out. Yeah, I am wondering, Linda, though, this whole thing with SiteGround and pointing, normally they don't, I think it might be to do with the fact that the domain was purchased with them. I do wonder if there is something to do with that. I mean, the client was thinking of Webflow, and I told them, no, you're going to, it's going to be more complicated. Just stick to WordPress. But what do you think the client said after I said to them, go and speak to other web designers? I'll tell you what they said. They told me they spoke to 2 other UK-based web designers. I think they were one of you here maybe. 2 other web designers in the UK. Do you know what those 2 web designers said to them? They gave them prices. They gave them, what they would do with it. But what they didn't do was advise. So I said to the client, right, whatever hosting you get, you got to make sure you got SSL and backups if you can. It helps. If you're going to go with SEO, make sure you do da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm not telling him anything that they couldn't get themselves off Google, right? When you're thinking about your images, do you want us to get you stock images and a stock video if you want a video? Are you going to get it? Have you thought about your colors? Blue and black. Well, if you're going to go for blue and black, make sure your images and photographs are not red. Tie it all together. Think about your logo. Think about your wording. Maybe you're going to have wording you need help with copywriting it. We can help you out with that. Why do you need the SEO? Well, there's no point. You've mentioned a marketing company who are going to do adverts for you. All of these adverts are pointless If you have not invested time in your keywords, your meta title, your meta description, your search console, your indexing, what's the point, right? You've said that these other companies that you find on Google, you want to compete with them. Well, get your SEO done right. Ask the question. Ask the question. And when you drop things like this in the conversation, they know that you know what you're talking about. And all of a sudden they go, they're more educated. They understand now more better. The other people were like, yeah, don't worry, yeah, just get your hosting done, then get in touch. None of them mentioned what I did. SSL, backups, staging site, bandwidth. Do you get a free email with it? That took me 20 seconds right now just to say it. Not even that, 5 seconds. You can say that. Show them that you know what you're talking about. And I even said to him, at the end of the day, your interests are my interests. Because if I do a really good job for you and you love it and you are successful, you will happily refer people to me. Word of mouth. So why wouldn't I want to do the goddamn best job on your website? Why wouldn't I want to do that? Hey, take care, Andrew. Everything that's going on, take care, okay? Yeah, Brandon, if you wanted me to look at your website, you have to email me at info@websquadron.co.uk. But the most I will do is look at your header and your hero banner. So that's my tip to some of you, right? When you're having a call with someone, like they've approached you or whatever, you don't lay out everything you're going to do in their design, every plugin. You don't lay everything out. But what you do is give them the confidence. Like, for instance, if you were going to get an extension built and 2 builders came and you get one builder that goes, yeah, we can do that, no probs, right? Whereas the other builder goes, yeah, we can do it, but we're going to have to check your soil to make sure we get the right engineering blocks in. Then we're going to have to make sure that we do your foundations, either 50 or 60, whatever. Then we're going to have to make sure that we get a structured engineering to sign that off before we move on to the next stage. Who are you going to have more confidence in? The one who taught you stuff that you never considered about building regulations. And you might go, I don't care. But who are you going to trust more? Whereas someone's like, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, $30,000. Don't worry, mate. It will be the best job. It will be the best job. It will be brilliant. Oh, yeah, top job. 110%. 110%. We will build an amazing job. Whereas the other guy goes, we've got to get this done, got to do that and that. What kind of doors do you want? The one who says they'll do it for 30,000 haven't even asked you yet what kind of doors you want. Where's the window going to go? Yeah, we can do that. Don't you worry. Yeah. We'll do the drawings. We'll sort that all out. Whereas the other one goes, you want lantern lights at the top. Might be a problem with that, unless you have steel beams put in. That's going to cost extra. If you don't have the lantern big skylight in, we can get away with having a beam over there, and that'll bring the costs down, depending on your budget. Who are you going to go for? They haven't told me the company of the beam. They haven't told me where they're getting the bricks from. They haven't told me where they're buying the window or door from. They're the specifics you need to keep to yourself. They haven't told me that. But it's far better than, 110%. We can build. This house will be rocking. This house will be rocking. Whatever, mate. More like shocking is what it will be. It'll be more shocking than rocking. Oh dear, sorry. Right, look everyone, I've got another meeting in 35 minutes-ish. And I've been live for 1 hour, 19 minutes. I want to say thank you to everyone who's been here, who has stuck, who has stayed along, who has joined in the conversation. So I'm going to give you all the 2-minute warning, right? 2-minute warning for all of you. I will be back tomorrow, normal time. I'm sure we'll be having a load of fun again tomorrow. And hopefully I can give you more updates on this website we're building, Dinner at Nally's, at how it's going. And I'm really enjoying it. I love it when you're working on a website which is, it has a lovely flow. And there's a bigger sense of love for a website that you actually enjoy building out. There's something about it, right? There's something about it. Hey, Martin, how are you? I am about to go off now, mate. I am back tomorrow, and I will be back on Thursday and obviously Friday. And, please do double check the YouTube channel because it tells you what time we're live. So I'm really sorry if anyone is jumping in now, and we are about to jump off. Okay, everyone, I'm going to say goodbye now, okay? Really sorry, Martin, but I do have to jump off now. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to say take care to all of you. I will obviously see you all tomorrow. Stay safe, look after yourselves, and keep building. Keep experimenting, keep building, keep laughing, keep smiling. Bye.